At least 14 people are hurt, including students at a South Florida high school. The suspected shooter is in custody.
Let's give you a live look at the school in Parkland, Florida. This is just northwest of Fort Lauderdale, south of West Palm Beach on the east coast of Florida. Within the last hour, the school superintendent said there are fatalities.
We want to give you a better idea of where this high school is located. Again, South Florida near Fort Lauderdale. You can see law enforcement from around the area flooded the school's campus, getting students out to safety. Channel 2's investigative reporter Aaron Diamond was also in the area on assignment. He's live in Parkland, Florida, gathering information on that scene. We're going to hear from him in just a moment.
But first, Channel 2 investigative reporter Richard Belcher begins our live Team 2 coverage from the Satellite News Center with the minute-by-minute developments.
Justin, the story was changing with new information coming in almost every minute. The Broward County Sheriff says the shooter is in custody. A local news helicopter got video of someone being placed into a patrol car. Police have said there are multiple casualties. Sources tell Channel 2 Action News at least 5 are dead. And the Broward County Sheriff says 14 are hurt. It all began around 3 o'clock this afternoon at Marjory, Stoneman, Douglas, and Parkland, Florida. That is northwest of Fort Lauderdale. Shortly after that, students were visible evacuating the building. That there was the suspect, we believe. Some were running, others walking with hands up. Police now searching the school room by room and making sure there is not another shooter inside what is described as a massive campus. Some students say they know the shooter.
Honestly, a lot of people were saying that it was going to be him, stuff like that. We threw a lot of kids threw jokes around like that, saying that he was going to be the one to scoot up the school. But it turns out, you know, everyone predicted it. That's crazy. Yeah, he was on the 3rd floor. He knows the school layout. He knows where everyone would be at as of right now. He's been in his fire drills. He's prepared for this stuff.
President Trump tweeted his prayers and condolences for the many victims. The president's also said he's spoken to Florida Governor Rick Scott. Governor Scott says he is heading to the scene in Parkland, Florida, and by the time he gets there, the search may still be underway trying to clear this building. We just heard from the Broward County Sheriff, SWAT teams going throughout the campus. Live in the Satellite News Center, Richard Belcher, Channel 2 Action News.
Students who are still locked inside the school have been tweeting. A freshman posted several pictures from a classroom. You can see the students on the floor under desks on their phones. We've blurred some of the language here. The student posted another picture about an hour ago saying he was monitoring local news reports. We've also seen videos where you can hear the gunshots, the blood-curdling screams, but we're not going to show you that right now. It's just too graphic. Our reporters have been on the phone with police sources in Florida and Georgia since this story broke. And Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie talked to the former Metro Atlanta School Police Chief to learn the priorities for police in a situation like this.
Well, as we began hearing from a source about at least 5 fatalities in the high school in Florida, we started reaching out to experts here. I got Clarence Cox on the phone, the former Clayton County School Police Chief and current national president of the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, NOBLE. What are the priorities for police in a situation like that unfolding in Florida?
Priorities, number one, would be to try to evacuate any wounded that are on scene and any other students that are on the scene and staff members, try to get them out as quickly as possible. The protocol dictates that law enforcement would separate the packages from the students because at this point you don't know who the suspect is in most of these type situations. So it's a very large facility, so right now I imagine those guys are doing a complete sweep of the facility to determine if there's other perpetrators. The old philosophy was to wait and negotiate. Today's methodology dictates that you would move toward the sound and try to, neutralize it as soon as possible rather than wait.
Early in assessing the full extent of the casualties there, we are continuing to work our sources. Reporting live in the newsroom, Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.
All right, Mark, thank you. Right now, there is still a massive and chaotic scene in this community in South Florida.
Channel 2 investigative reporter Aaron Diamond was nearby on assignment. Aaron with us now live in Fort Lauderdale, just north of it. Aaron, what do you have?
Yeah, Justin, we were down here covering another story when we got word of this school shooting and came straight to the scene. You can still see just how many law enforcement officers are making their way to that high school here in Broward County, Florida. You heard Mark say reports of at least 5 dead. I can't accurately describe how many law enforcement officers we've seen from several jurisdictions in this area respond to the scene. We know it happened about 2:30 this afternoon. The high school, Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, that's just northwest of Fort Lauderdale. We've been working not just with our sources, but our local affiliate, WPLG here in Miami, that has been speaking to witnesses, several of whom described hearing the shots at that school and running for their lives. We know that some of the students texted their parents about the shooting and then many moments later texted them that they were okay. Local law enforcement has set up a staging area for parents at a local Marriott hotel. We know that law enforcement is searching that high school down the road here, about 3/4 of a mile from where I'm standing, room by room, checking for casualties. We know that suspect is in custody. We will stay here and speak with those who are coming out of the area that police now have locked down, and as soon as we sort of get a sense of the scope but also the impact of the shooting, of course, we'll bring it to you coming up on Channel 2 Action News 6. For now, we're live in Broward County, Florida. Aaron Diamond, Channel 2 Action News.
All right.